people, how are we? I want to do a quick Q&A, so I want you to come on in and ask any questions you may have. It's getting a little blurry. Okay. I also want to talk about high credit card utilization, what it is, how we can avoid it, and what we can do to eradicate it. That is what I want to go over these next 15 minutes. Can't keep you long because Instagram doesn't like me to be on here too long. As you come in, share this live out with 5 people, but I also want you to ask any questions that you may have in regards to high credit card utilization or anything that's holding you back from the funding side. What is credit card utilization? How do they come up with that formula, right? So let's count. Let's do some simple math. Your credit card utilization is the amount of money you're using on your credit card divided by your credit card limit. This is how they come up with that percentage, all right? And you don't need to feel prideful. I get that question a lot. Well, how do they come up with 20 or 30%? And that is how. So once again, high credit card utilization is the amount of credit being used on your credit card divided by the credit card limit. Example, if you have a credit card limit of $1,000 and you're using $300, divide the $300 by the $1,000 limit and you come up with 30%. Not good, okay? Anything that's 30% or above on your personal credit profile is trashing your personal credit report. And think about it. I felt the same way when I started to understand credit and how it worked, right? Like, why would you give me $1,000 credit card but then penalize me for using it, right? That's the question. So you need to look at your personal credit. You using anything above $300, that's the only thing that's truly available to you. Your personal credit is not used for emergencies like you may think. They want you to use it for travel or whatever. As soon as that thing spikes up beyond your typical usage, they will lower that limit just in case you do not know, okay? A lot of entrepreneurs, because that is my following, we are stuck and we are having issues when it comes to high credit card utilization. Why? Because we never took the time to build out personal or business credit for our company. And that is a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake, and it was the biggest regret I had when I lost my business, right? When I had my short-term rental business. I had no business credit or credit cards to fall back on. I need you to shift your thinking and your perception when it comes to credit. Some of you may think that credit, if you're getting it on the business side, is considered more debt. No, that is what you should use as an emergency fund, all right? You have some people like how I was. My business was cash heavy, so I felt like I didn't need credit. And in fact, that was the biggest mistake. Yes, I was bringing in cash every day, but if I had the ability to leverage credit and invest my cash, I would have been in a better position when things went south in my company. Okay, I hope this is making sense to someone. We have a question. What would be a sample of all credit bureaus going up except Equifax? Don't know what you mean. What would be a sample of all credit bureaus going up? Define what you mean by credit bureaus going up. That's a very confusing question. All right, so in doing so, you want to get started. The best time to build business credit is when you're in a favorable position, because banks do not like to give you money when it appears you need it. All right, so if you have high credit card utilization and things are looking bad, they are definitely going to deny you. All right, so let me give you an example. Build out the business credit profile. Get these 6 lines to generate business Equifax, business experience, small business financial exchange, as well as Duns & Bradstreet. CEO Creative, Shirtsy, Shell Gas Card, BP Gas Card, Uline Granger, Divvy Bill, as well as, who else I want to say? I think that's about it. And you will create those business credit reports. All right, purchase something on the vendor credit accounts, You only need to do it one time. Pay it immediately. When you're using your gas card, use it on Monday, pay it on Wednesday. This will get you a 100 payback score rather than an 80 payback score. I'm sorry, repairing my credit, and all the bureaus are going up quite evenly on the score of the Equifax. Oh, that just happens. That's nothing no one can really control that. So yes, you have different credit scores. What makes up your credit scores? 5 data points. It's the amount of inquiries. Now, this is separate for each bureau, all right? It's the history of the accounts that are reporting there. See, all accounts do not apply to all credit bureaus. That's what makes things different, if that makes sense, all right? There's no one, I've never seen a profile where you had 5 accounts and all 5 accounts were reported to all 3 credit bureaus. So that's your problem, all right? So what makes up your credit score itself are these 5 data points: the amount of credit you're using, which is your credit inquiries, the derogatory things that's on your credit report, the age of your oldest credit line, like your credit history itself, all right? Credit card utilization, which is today's topic. How much of your credit are you using above 10%, all right? Now, 30% will start to decline your credit score, but below 10% credit card utilization will boost your credit score. Do you know that credit card utilization makes up 225 points on your overall score? That's huge. So if you're someone with a 50, 60, 70% high credit card utilization, reducing it below 30% or even 10%, even better, you stand to gain anywhere from 100 to 225 points. I've seen it, okay? Your credit, if you're paying your bills on time, is also rated. So you may have 3 accounts being reported on Equifax, 5 on Experian, and 4 on TransUnion. Actually, TransUnion, for some reason, everything always reports to TransUnion. TransUnion made me sick, okay? But yeah, that is why the 3 bureaus will have different scores. I hope that answered your question. All right. So when it comes to high credit card utilization, oh, no worry. I kind of picked up on your question. Yes, that made sense. Okay, I hope I answered it for you. All right, now when it comes to high credit card utilization and we are business owners, I don't want you to think, not for 1 second, that if you have $100,000 in personal credit, that's your rainy day fund. I promise you it is not. Quick story. When I had my short-term rental business and everything went south and I cleared out my banking accounts, my $150,000 cash, I had over $200,000 of personal credit in lines of credit. I had an 815 credit score. I was someone that had my bills on auto pay. All right. And I never really used the credit. So as soon as my Bank of America card spiked 80, 90% credit utilization, the rest of the credit cards were not on board. Amex, all of them, Discover, they all lowered all at the same time immediately that next month. Because they saw that, because what companies do, they do soft pulls. They constantly do soft pulls on you. So as soon as they saw that spike, they was like, oh no, homegirl is in trouble. We're not on board with this ride with her. So they lowered all my limits from 30, 40. I had $40,000, $50,000 personal lines of credit. All right? No joke. And they were all lowered to $5,000 and $6,000. Some of them were lowered below the balance I even owed. So my credit report was upside down. I was 100 and something percent credit card utilization. I went from an 815 credit score below like a 6. So when I tell you that that's true, that you can gain up to 225 points just for credit card utilization, that was an example. I went to the 6s from an 8, just like that in 30 days. So I need you to be of the mind that your rainy day fund is you doing good business, number 1, and making sure that your books are in order and that you're not overspending and that you're doing the accounting that is required in your business. Real numbers, real overhead costs, not just okay, if it takes me $10 to make this thing and I sell it for $30. Okay, what about the mailing, the stamping, the customer service rep, the software you're using? How much does it cost? Your time, all the softwares, the applications. Write all of that stuff down and get a real number on how much it actually costs to either provide a service to one client or to produce a product to one client. Then do your profit from there. Then figure out how you could stay in business and keep your books balanced and not upside down. And be very cautious. And while your credit report is in good standing, that's when you go out and you add those vendor trade lines to create business credit profiles, all right, that are going to start generating business credits. And when you start getting credit cards on the business credit card side, here's why it's different than your personal side. I wish I would have had $100,000 0% interest credit card, even $25,000 when things went wrong. Why? Because it has nothing to do with your personal credit profile at that point. It will not report there. I could have spiked up when I was in trouble in that moment. Say I had $200,000 on the business side and I never really touched, but now it's raining and it's pouring. I could have took $50,000, $100,000, started a whole new business, and could have avoided bankruptcy and near homelessness. You follow me? If this is information you can use, I need to see some fire in the chat. I'm going to tell you how I ended up in that position. I had a short-term rental business. I scaled up to 18 units, the first module in my mentorship, right? He said, create business credit. Taught us how to build out an LLC, S Corp, told us to get an S Corp, and talked about taxes. And he said to get the apartments, because we were doing lease arbitrage, in your business name. He also told us to target local landlords. No, I wanted to be in the luxury building, right? And going to the luxury buildings, they required me to be in business at least 2 years, and I was not. Guess what? Akilah got an 820 credit score. Girlfriend, just put it in your name for the first 2 years, and then we'll transfer it into your business name. I'm like, okay. 5 years go by, it's still in my personal name. Why? Because I'm trying to reinvent the wheel. So when your mentor is telling you certain things to do, it is a reason. All right? I could have been building business credit then, if that makes sense. Here we go. Started a business with $300. Yeah, you laughing at my story. I'm glad we can laugh at it now, but it sure wasn't funny then. The dude was knocking on my door asking for rent, and I ain't had it. Okay, go at it. 25K only in business in 9 months. Okay, awesome. How long would it take to remove an inquiry in the personal side in 3 months? Took too long. No, just give them a call. You know what? Type the word school. Go there, and you'll get the entire blueprint on how to get things removed and all that stuff. So, no, it doesn't take 3 months to remove an inquiry. All right, question. What is a good business email I should use? To open up a business email account, I love GoDaddy because you can get a domain name with a website and an email for about $100 for an entire year. All right, get something like help@yourbusinessname.com or info@yourbusinessname.com, something like that. I hope that helps. Yeah, guys, seek mentorship at whatever level you can possibly get it. But not only seek the mentorship, go through it, follow the steps, listen to what that person is saying. If you don't understand why they're telling you that, which I did, I said, hey, to my mentor, I was like, I was offered 4 units in the luxury high-rise building. I'm just thinking about the greed and the dollars and the cents, and I'm trying to make a whole bunch of money real fast. You know how we think? All right, my first unit I had 1 unit when I started, and it got me $84,000 in a couple months, right? In less than a year. about 8 months, something like that, crazy like that, right? So I'm like, oh, yo, let me get 4 or 5 of these, let's get it cracking. And he told me, Akila, don't do that. He said those things in your personal name will be the biggest mistake you'll ever make. Did I listen? Nope. He said, go somewhere else. Eventually, someone will allow you to put these units in your business name. I didn't do that. I wanted to do what was easy. See? I learned a lot about myself. So, do we have any questions? So, if you're needing a blueprint of any sort, just type school for pennies on the dollar. You get the entire blueprint on how to build out your personal credit profile, how to eradicate high credit card utilization, how to build properly. All right? I don't care where you are in your funding journey. If you're an entrepreneur, this is something you need to take the time to do, especially if you don't have a W-2 to fall back on. Real talk. Because I was a network analyst. I've been out of the game for so long. This year is my 10th year anniversary. I can't go back working on computers. I don't have the skill set. So there's no plan B. This is it. This has to work. So in order to stay in business, you have to understand your books. You need to count those dollars and cents. You need to cut back and operate with a lean budget. Don't get all these expensive things before you start making money. All right? That's another thing I see. When I'm talking to people and they're talking about they need funding. One girl is like, I want to start doing microblading, right? For eyebrows or whatever, right? And I was like, well, how much funding do you need? Oh, I need $200,000. And she lives in like this small town in Illinois, and I'm from Chicago. So I'm like, it's not cracking down there. It's really, how many people are really going to want microblading or shading to their eyebrows? She wanted to take $200,000 to open up a facility to get all of this equipment. So I'm chatting with her, and I'm like, well, how many customers do you have? Do you have many? Oh, no, not many. So see, that is not a plan. You need a well-defined economic plan. Opening up business and hoping you get customers is not a plan. I say, why not just do it in your house? Until you get so many customers and your word of mouth is so hot that you got a line around the corners, you got people stacked on each other waiting to get their eyebrows done, and you don't got no choice but to go get a facility. See, operate on a lean budget, build business credit. Education is key. Do not be lazy in learning. I don't care if you don't know anything about business credit or business funding. I don't care. This is part of your personal development as an entrepreneur. Financial literacy. Always have a financial literacy course or something on deck. I'm part of people's communities. You gotta always be in the position, in the mind of learning. Never forget that. Learning is ongoing. There is not a means to an end. Do not be lazy in learning something that is going to make you an advanced man. All right? I want wealth and prosperity for myself, and I want it for you as well. So this is why I show up for you. I didn't go through what I went through to keep that story and information to myself. Trust me, I tried. Do we have any questions? I'm here for you today. Proper structure. You 100% need proper structure. You need the proper name. You need the proper industry or category is what they call it. You need the proper address, phone number, email, website. You also need low credit card utilization. All right? Do not think that because things are going well now in business that you don't need credit. I promise you, I was killing the game, all right? You never know when the tide could turn or something else could happen unbeknownst to you. You need to know how to pivot. But how are you going to pivot without any money? All right? I don't care if you just built business credit and just kept 50K, just sitting there, just in case. You understand what I'm saying? That's your rainy day fund. So when things go wrong, you start using those business credit cards and you can max those things out. They're not going to lower your limits, and they're not going to shut your card down because you use the entire 40,000. They're going to say ABC LLC is doing business. The only data point that matters on the business credit side is that you pay the bill on time. That's it. If you're someone looking for a blueprint type school, get the entire blueprint, get educated, take action. Here's what I'm going to leave you with. High credit card utilization. If you're someone that has high credit card utilization right now, here's 2 resources. You can go to meettally.com. It's an app. It's a soft pull to see if they will help give you a line of credit that will eradicate the high credit card utilization on your personal side. This will free up that reporting of high credit card utilization and allow you to go get funding. And then you go and get a personal loan to pay it down, and then you just go to work. All right? Number 2, SoFi Financial. SoFi Financial. There's other tools that you can use. It just really depends on what position and situation you're in. All right? There's always a play. But if you're just sitting in your own circle and you're not connected to the right people, you're going to be standing in place your entire life. You need to be in the know, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You need to be in the know, and you need to know how to make moves. You need to understand how to get funding and money for your company. So I've been sent here for you with this message. I hope you guys take heed. Pull your credit report, check your high credit card utilization, tap in, type school. Let's get funded.